I did a number on my brand new Burton Custom, literally ripped out the majority of the base. So I did what any smart snowboarder would do, and I called the ski doctor. Your house, your car, wherever you are, he just rolled up to my place, and he's gonna help us fix this base of this board. And when I say help, we're gonna teach you guys how to do it in today's video. I did a number on her.
Woo! That ain't looking pretty.
You think you can fix it?
I know I can fix it.
Look at that thing.
Ooh, that ugly.
So if your snowboard looks ugly, this guy will make it look pretty. So you're just cutting away the excess.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to make it flat right now. So some of it was compressed up like a forming mountain, and I just took off the top of the volcano. And then anything that's white, which you can't see anymore, you missed it, but I cut out. And white meaning there's air underneath of that, so we're gonna cut it out and we're gonna fill something in that's gonna hold.
Yeah.
It's called base weld, which is different than P-Tex.
Oh, so we're gonna base weld the base.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're wondering, don't take your brand new Burton Custom to Silverthorne Mountain on a low snow year.
Yeah.
Got some, oh, we're on some rocks. Oh! Super rocky right here.
Yeah, so this is base weld and this is P-Tex. Base weld is more flexible, so there's a downside to each. P-Tex, if you put it into something deep in a snowboard or a ski, if it's a deep gouge, it's gonna crack out. It's really for lighter gouges. But this, the downside of this is it likes to stick together, and if one little rock hits it, it'll all peel out. So you got to choose which one's better for what. This is going to go deeper into the base, and it's also a little more flexible than P-Tex, so it doesn't crack out as easy.
I am a little concerned that I'm going to be a little rough in the park, but we'll see how the ski doc's tune lasts over a lifetime. I also destroy a board every season, so as you can tell, I put a big old hole in this
When
one.
I went to Keystone the other day, I did the same thing. I was like, I was having too much fun. I don't care.
I heard in your videos.
Oh, you heard it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I should have turned the music louder.
This is where it gets cool.
Yeah. Clean that off. Try not to get too much carbon in there, but
So you just blowtorch this. Can you use a lighter at home, or has it got to be a blowtorch?
you know, I've always used a torch, so I'm not sure.
And you like the strategy of keeping the torch on because it makes it a clearer
Yeah,
repair.
less carbon buildup. Doesn't have time to oxidize or like get oxygen. So now I'm gonna set this on top. You stay there. It's gonna burn my fingers, so I'm gonna do this. Put some pressure down on it. Alright, that should flatten it out. And then to take this off, I'm gonna twist it so it doesn't stick and peel it all out. And it did stick and peel it all out, so we're gonna have to try it again.
Try again.
Happens. Should have let it sit a little bit longer, that's the secret. Ooh, we don't want that. That came out really clear. Look at that. You know, I might just let this naturally set without pressing it and do its thing. Your board's 3D now.
So it used to be a pretty base.
Just a little tattoo. Alright, so while that's cooling down, I'm going to P-Tex some of the other spots on the board.
It was a,
So these are not as deep. Is this all Silverton?
Yeah, this was all Silverton. This thing was brand new until I brought it out there. She rode like a champ, though.
It's better the base of the board than the base of your back.
Yeah. Or your butt crack.
Two sticks.
So obviously we can do base repairs here in the Ski Dock van. What else can we do in the van?
Sharpen edges professionally with the machine that's behind me. Also, a very good wax. Buckhouse wax on the infrared.
Buckhouse wax?
It's a big boy waxing machine. The thing ain't cheap.
Yeah, so this like silver bar right here is a infrared waxer. It moves back and forth. You use infrared to melt the wax into the base of your board. It's like a faster but slower melt in, and it goes into the pores a lot deeper. He's got this professional waxing. He's got this professional edger right here to make sure your edges are primo, and then everything ends with a nice, beautiful buff. That way you're the fastest, smoothest ripper on the mountain with Buckhouse wax and the Ski Dock tune.
All right, any big ones you see anywhere else?
So you're like fire master over here. There were a lot of rocks.
I'm sure. It's evident.
I'll be nicer to her going forward.
Alright, we'll start with that. Ooh, there's another one there. Okay. Alright, the key to scraping it is a fresh razor blade.
Ooh, razor blade.
I like to wipe the oil off so it doesn't slip out of my fingers, because I've cut my fingers open a few times back in the day.
So obviously you wouldn't use a razor to scrape your wax off, but this P-Tex, this is the best way to do it.
So when it comes to the base weld, if you start from the front like I am on the P-Tex, it might rip the whole thing out. So fresh razor blade, start in the middle and work your way back and forth. tell it's there anymore. I'm making this look easy on the camera.
I say you're crushing this thing.
I like to put P-Tex over base weld. Kind of makes it.
Just fills it in a little bit.
Well, kind of around it, right?
Double it up almost.
Yeah, so it doesn't get into those edges and peel it all out.
Makes sense to me.
Kind of taught myself that trick.
Since I beat him up on the rocks, we're just going to hit the edges real fast.
Just that alone, I'll do one more on this. Now feel where we just were.
Oh yeah, all the...
See ya. And if you allow me to, I'll wax it really fast.
Yeah.
With that.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's
Okay.
show it
You don't
off.
have to show the paste.
Yeah.
But it really comes out pretty good.
I mean, it needs a wax. I've been doing a terrible job of
I'm
waxing.
doing this to shave it off. Shave off all those burrs. Get it feeling
Like a brand new board when I take it to Canada.
It will feel like it. Should at least.
So when you run over rocks, you do kind of chew up your edges a little bit, and so Michael is just making my edges feel like they're brand new, even though they were still sharp, but they're called burrs, and they're kind of like little teeths and stuff, and sometimes you can feel them. I get them a lot when I ride park, but Ski Doc's giving me a full tune.
Put gouges in your edges, basically.
Yep. And with the low snow year we're having in 2025, 2026, I'll take the love. So if you guys hit up the Ski Doctor, which obviously all of his stuff's in the description, this is the type of service, type of work you can get done. We're gonna wax it up too, so you can kind of see a before and after of what it looks like. He's pulling out the mega machine right now. Look at this thing. The snowboard microwave.
Yeah.
And just so you guys know, in order to get this machinery that you find in a ski resort tune shop in a van, Michael worked and figured it out and became the first person to do this.
I think it's the most high-tech ski tuning van in the globe. I'm pretty confident.
I'm pretty confident in that too. So once again, this is the equipment you find in a legitimate ski shop, a snowboard factory, and Michael has this stuff chilling in a van.
Yeah, this is like 220 voltage, if you know what that is. It's like powering a washer and dryer.
Alright, how long are we cooking this thing for?
We're going to do 5 passes at speed 5 with dual bulbs.
She gonna be cooking.
Now this right here is pretty cool. This tells it when to stop for the length of the border ski you're working on.
That's sick. So then we can move this one in a little bit.
Yeah.
About there. And then look at the future, guys. And you can feel the heat. Like if you put your hand under here, you can feel.
You probably feel it through the camera too.
Yeah. Put your hand there.
So like, yeah, when that's running, I'm either like working on another board. That's my employee over there.
Yeah. AI employee right here.
Yeah, my AI tuning.
So while this thing is running, let's quickly mention if you wax your own gear and you're like, I don't need Michael's services, but Michael does use Buckhouse wax if you want to snag yourself a bar. 130 grams of the wax. It's eco-friendly, so it's good for the planet. It's not going to hurt anybody. 130 grams will get most people through an entire season of shredding. You should be waxing every 3 to 4 days of snowboarding. Even got the logo imprinted on the bar. So grab yourself a bar of Buckhouse wax. You will not be let down. And if you get a tune from the ski dock, you can also pick up Buckhouse wax from the dock. He's a distributor as well as a user.
I don't know if you can see that in the light.
Look at that thing, dude. And that is how you fix a hole that you have created in the base of your snowboard. That was base welding your snowboard. This thing will ride like new. She feels great.
Edges are feeling like they were out the box.
I'm not going to feel like I'm riding with a big hole in the base of my board
You
anymore.
won't even notice it.
It's going to ride smooth. So once again, Michael, your house, your car, wherever you are, hit up the ski dock. He also has been doing events. So if you own a business or you're a company, you want to host an event and Michael can come tune up everyone's stuff, he'll do that. Or maybe check with your bosses or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I think the best way to kind of explain that is we roll up to your office and it's kind of like bring your skis or snowboards to work day. So while you're working, you drop off, we'll give you a text, hey, your gear's ready for pickup, and you're on your way to the mountain.
Boom, ready to go. Well, you got to finish work first and then you can go to the mountain. But dude, Doc, thanks for fixing the board. I'm ready for Canada. Hope you guys are ready for all the Canada content coming soon.